My name is Sheila. I'm the right person. You're in the right place. I'm a Master Spirit Life Coach. Hopefully today I will be able to share my perspective on what I think we should be doing. Now also when I was sitting next to someone, he asked me, why elevator and why not a lift? I'd like to answer that also before you ask that. One, lift jab bolte hain, in my mind there is an image of the Purana, that jali wala khatak khatak karke aisa khicho waisa khicho. No, we want to get into an elevator. The doors will open automatically. You will press the buttons and it will go up at top speed. Would you all like that?
Yes.
Okay. So one thing I want to ask you is, do you all have mobiles?
Yes.
Can you show it to me? I'm not going to ask you to switch it off. Some of you may have set alarms because you want to get up after you sleep. Okay, so I'm not going to ask you all. All I want to know is, what can your mobile do other than making calls?
I'm taking notes on this.
Taking notes on it, very good.
Chatting.
Chatting, yes. What else?
Photos.
Photos. Reminders. What else?
Calendar.
Something they don't know.
Calendar. It is your teacher. It teaches you something. Okay. Sorry.
Calendar, calculations,
Yes.
receiving
One.
the text message, WhatsApp message.
Very good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Talk to my wife.
That is
I can talk to my wife.
communication.
That's the only way I can talk to my wife.
You have to go come for my relationship class. So what you have to do here, what I want you to understand is, your mobile now has replaced your camera. Is that right?
Yes.
So now, did you ever think that you would not be going with that role, 36 ka acha post karo, so that you can take, sirf 36 hai reel mein, and you know, go and watch. वो सब नहीं है. Now you're taking it in your camera and you take multiple pictures because मालूम है, अगर अच्छा नहीं हुआ तो delete कर लेंगे. Your mobile has replaced your alarm clock. Your mobile is now your teacher. Your mobile is your doctor. Dr. Google, you ask. You find ways. Your mobile has also partially replaced your spouse. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what I'm telling, what I want you all to understand is, what didn't happen, let's say 15 years ago, has happened now. Everything is changing. Everything. And you were brought up with this concept that success, to be successful, I need to work really hard. I have to climb the staircase, go boj leke, climb up the stairs to success. And when you reach up, you might probably figure out that you're on the wrong floor, wrong building, God knows where you are. That's what you've learned, right? So the only thing which is constant in this world is
Change.
Is change. Thank you. So I want you to understand this very clearly. When I wrote my book, I Complete Me, it came out of an obsession that I have. This obsession is that I love to listen to people talk. And when I listen to people talk, I hear what they're saying, I hear what they're not saying, I hear how they are saying and when they are saying. And this is not the strange part. The strange part is that I never ever forget conversation. ये book launch में जब मैंने ये बताया उसके बाद lot of my friends, I lost a lot of friends. So because I never forget. So if you told me something in one way and then after, if you meet me after 6 months and you tell me the same story a different way, my mind was, this is what you said. So what I found when I was writing this book is, there is a deep correlationship between what people speak and how their lives are turning out. Are you understanding what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yes. And have you noticed it also in people? Yes, so this is what I want you all to understand. Once I did that, I realized as I learned further that our life is made of 4 quadrants. You understand quadrants? I like interaction, okay? I don't want anyone sleeping.
M for money.
M for money. E for?
Emotions.
Okay.
S for
Success. Spirituality.
P.
Peace.
Passion.
No.
Peace,
What
passion.
nonsense are you talking?
Positive.
E stands for expense ratio, mutual fund, shares, and performance, right? Isn't that what your life is? Huh? No, whoever said that was right. E stands for emotions. Do we all have emotions?
Yes.
And where are those emotions? Are they outside of us or are they inside of us?
Inside.
Both.
Inside.
Where?
Both.
Not both, it's inside. It बह के आता है बाहर, but that is different. But they start inside. Right? M stands for the thoughts that you have, your mental thinking, your mental thought patterns. Now your thoughts, are they inside of you or are they outside of you? Some people are not sure. Where? Inside. S stands for spirituality. What is spirituality?
Spirituality.
Meditation. Finding some direction.
Finding some direction. What else?
Following some good meditation.
Connecting to your inner self.
Practicing meditation every day.
Practicing meditation. Okay, I have some doubts on that too. But yes, one of the things is practicing meditation. What else? Anything that you do for your personal development and your personal growth, that is spirituality. Am I right?
Yes.
Now, spirituality, is it inside of you or is it outside of you? Sure?
Yes.
Sure?
Yes.
What about this last one, which is P? P stands for your physical world. The BMW that you want. The big client that you want to tie up and sign up. Right? That beautiful husband, wife that you want. Your 2.5 children that you want. Where are they all?
2.5.
Where are they all? Are they inside of you or are they outside of you? Yes? Are you sure about this? If you want to build up your company, where is it? It's in the physical world. Your car is in the physical world. Your job progress, everything is in the physical world. Now, I want you to understand. 3/4 of our life is where? Inside of us. And 1/4 of our life is outside. But how do we live our life?
So true.
Yes? You're spending 90% of your time here chasing things. By 75% of the time you have to concentrate on what you can build up inside. Now while you're here, I want to ask you one question. What does success mean to you?
Fulfillment in life.
Fulfillment in life.
It is
Good
to
exceed
exceed.
realization of your goals and dreams.
The question is separate. You're a very evolved group actually. You'll understand that success is personal fulfillment. When you say personal fulfillment, what do you mean? What exactly do you want?
Spiritual goals.
Money.
I think that's self-actualization.
Money. Okay. Self-action. What do you want?
Desire.
When you get money, what do you want? Let's say tomorrow you get 1 crore.
Happiness.
Thank you. Please give him a round of applause. In India, we have a problem. We don't know how to clap. So what I'm saying is everything that you want to get or do or have is because you want happiness. Am I right?
Yes.
So that means success, if you have to be successful, actually when you're happy is when you'll be successful. Am I right in that? Because what use is that BMW parked outside your house if there is no peace and fulfillment in yourself? Is this making sense to you? So which is why I was thinking that when you're talking about success, actually, success equals happiness. And happiness starts within us because we have it in us. And yet I know that a lot of us go searching for happiness outside. In that binge drinking, binge eating, going and buying, getting a new haircut, getting new clothes, getting more and more money, working hard to make more money, thinking that at the end of it there will be happiness. It doesn't happen because happiness is inside of us. Now, we were all born happy. Do you agree with that? Yes. When we were children, we were happy. Did we care about what we wore, what we ate? When we are hungry, we cried. When we were angry, we shouted. When we are happy, we laughed. Right? And that's how we lived our life. But then what happened? What happened?
Transformation.
Yes, thank you. What happened is that life happened.
You become conscious.
Life happened and we started by actually looking at what we can do. We started seeing things in our world. How did we learn anything? There are only 3 ways that you learn anything. First one is by what you see. As you were growing up, what did you see your parents doing? What did you see your parents saying? Did your parents say you have to work hard for your money? Most of us grew up with that belief, right? When your parents said you have to go to school, get good grades. You have to go to college, get good grades. You have to go out after your college, you have to get a really fantastic job. And then after that, you get a fantastic job. Now you have to get married. Once you get married, now you have to have children. Once you have children, send your children to school. Then your children have to get good grades. Then your children have to be sent to school to get better marks. They get those good grades, they get a much better job, and then you get them married. And once they are married and everything is done, then you do what you want. How many of you heard that? Yes? How many of you wanted to be musicians, artists, painters? Yeah? Thank you. And we still continue it. What we're doing is whatever our parents saw, they taught us. They really didn't know anything better. And we learn the same thing and we're repeating it, which is पूरा नहीं बोल सकते ना, थोड़ा कहाँ से बोलूँ? So जितना भी whatever you see right now is what you are experiencing and doing. Same things happen with money. Money does not grow on trees. How many have heard that? Money पेड़ पे नहीं उगता है, पैसा. हाँ? Or what have you heard? अगर बहुत ज़्यादा पैसा बनाओगे तो प्यार नहीं बचेगा जिंदगी में. How many have heard that? जितना घर बड़ा होता है उतनी दूरियां बढ़ती है. How many have heard that? जब हम छोटे छोटे घरों में रहते थे, we used to have more love, ज़्यादा bonding थी, mutual bond was there. That was there, right? Are you hearing all that?
Yeah.
Yes. All that is what you heard, and what you saw and what you heard. And the third way that you learn is by what you experience. आपकी ज़िंदगी में, आपके घर में, बचपन में क्या हुआ है, whatever that has happened, that is what is going to make you into the person that you are. So if you grew up seeing that your dad worked really long hours, yes, and your mom's job was to sit and wait for your father to come home, if that's what you learned, then when you're growing up, you believe that is the same thing that you have to do. मुझे भी 8 बजे निकल के 12 बजे घर वापस आना है. That is because that's what my parents have done. The same thing that I do. That's how we continue. So the way we see, what we hear and what we experience creates our what is known as belief systems. Everyone with me?
Yes.
Yes? So what happens here then with these belief systems? Now I already told you. Our parents and our grandparents were living in what is known as occupational era. It was a manufacturing era. What is a manufacturing era? Manufacturing era में farming होती थी. You're manufacturing various things. It is a time of living in lack, living in small. And this is now what is known as the entrepreneurial era. What is the entrepreneurial era?
A lot of inventions were there, and people were able to get their inventions used for many other things.
Okay. Are we still in an entrepreneurial
We
era?
are always.
We always. How many of you are entrepreneurs here? All of you are entrepreneurs, right? So you understand what entrepreneurial era is. Now, entrepreneurial era means you have to talk about generating. Are you generating income?
Yes.
That's what you have to do. You are creating, am I right? Yes, and you are maximizing. Am I right? Something small you're taking and you're making it big. That is what an entrepreneurial era is. Now I just want you to think for a moment. Your phones, are your phones more than 2 or 3 years old?
No.
Any 2 or 3 years old? You have new operating system in it at least? Yes? Your operating system is new, right? The beliefs that you have, they don't come from you. They are your parents. So I'm assuming it is at least 40 to 50 years old. Yes? Beliefs of which you have. 40 to 50 years old. Your parents didn't get it from them. They didn't download it. They got it from their parents. So I'm saying let's add another 50 years. So the beliefs that you have now are about 100 years old. Am I right? Your grandparents didn't get it from heaven. What happened to it? They got it from their parents. So now you're living with beliefs which are at least 200 years old. Is Is this making sense?
It's an assumption. Depends on person.
What is an assumption? We'll take
That
can I
will
take-
come from India. A 150-year-old.
It's not an assumption, it is a proven fact that children learn by seeing, hearing and experiencing. When you see, hear and experience, that's how you form what is known as repeated thoughts, and that becomes what is known as your belief system. So your belief systems, actually if you look at it, they are about 200 years old.
That is the case.
Yes.
For understanding sake.
Huh.
If that is the case, all good people, children should be good.
There is
All
no,
bad.
what is good and bad? Good and bad is not about belief system. When I'm talking about belief systems, I'm saying about simple things. Let's take a simple belief that you might have. Like I said, I have to work hard for my money. This is a belief. There are some people who कुछ भी ऐसे touch किया उनका चल जाता है, right? Whereas other people don't have that. Is that happening?
Right.
Some of us struggle. We say only when you struggle is that money worth it. If you have that belief system, you will struggle and struggle and struggle to create that money. Is this making sense?
Yeah.
Yes? So that's what I'm saying. Beliefs are very simple. Anything that you're repeatedly saying becomes your belief. You had that NLP session with Prem Sai. I don't know how many of you were there. Where she was talking, that's exactly what she's talking about. In your mind, there is a voice. Right now, there is a voice happening in your head, which is saying, "Kab khatam hoga ye, mujhe chai chahiye, mujhe neend aa rahi hai." Those are all voices. Along with those voices, there are other things, other voices, which are saying, "I'm not good enough. He is better than me. He is taller than me. He is stronger than me. He makes more money than me. People like him much more than me." These are all voices which happen in our head. Yes, whether you acknowledge it or not. Sometimes it is so automatic, you don't even realize that you're having this conversation in your head. And these conversations in your head is what is creating your life. That's all. If from today's session, if you take only one thing, that you have to watch what you're talking in your head and watch what you're talking to people, that is enough. Because the moment you say, "अरे हमेशा मेरे साथ ऐसा ही होता है," how many of you have said that? Yes, we say that often. When you say हमेशा मेरे साथ ऐसा ही होता है, do you notice वैसा ही होता है? It's not a coincidence because you are creating, making it happen that way. Because let's say I had this friend who comes from Bombay to give trainings here. She says, "अरे ये हैदराबाद में ना ये Uber वाले बहुत सताते हैं, Ola वाले बहुत सताते हैं." I said, "I travel by Ola. मुझे I've never had a problem at all because I expect Ola and Uber to come on time, pick me up. उनका क्या काम है? गाड़ी को आना है, हमको बैठना है, हमको जाना है, बस that's it, no? उससे ज़्यादा क्या है? But the moment you say, you know, ये Uber वाले हैदराबाद में बहुत सताते हैं, do you think she's got good experiences? No. The first time is an experience. Every time you're saying the same thing, you're getting that kind of a thing. She gets drunkards as Uber drivers. She gets people who do not know the way. She has all kinds of experiences. This actually starts with what is the conversation that you're having in your mind and externally.
We energize things actually. We energize.
Yes,
By speaking,
absolutely.
We energize.
Yes, because we are all made of energy, right?
I think we attract those things.
Yes.
Attract those.
So what do we have to do? We have to first unlearn whatever we have learned. Now beliefs are not good or bad. I'm not saying these beliefs are good and these beliefs are bad, to answer your question. I'm only saying some beliefs may work for you, some beliefs may not work in this era. So if you have beliefs which are not working, then the first thing that you have to do is what? Unlearn whatever you have learned. And the second thing that you have to do is actually relearn new things. Do you believe learning is a lifelong process?
Yes.
Yes? Continuously you have to learn. And do you believe you have to learn from more than one teacher in your life? And do you also believe that every person who comes into your life is a teacher? Yes? And you can learn from everyone else. So if you first unlearn, if you have this, if you keep a close mind and say, "No, what I believe is right," you will never be able to get on to that secret which I was going to take you all through, no? Going to show you the secret.
कई बार सबका सुन के कंफ्यूज भी
Yes,
होता है।
absolutely. आप जो बोल रहे बहुत सही बोल रहे हैं और ये अगर मैं क्वेश्चन आंसर में ले लूँ तो चलेगा? अब मुझे याद दिला दीजिए because it's a very important thing. What he's saying is, we listen to a lot of other people and we start getting confused. So I'll tell you a trick on how to get rid of that also. तो ये आप देख रहे हैं, ये मेरा बुद्धा मोमेंट है. When I just started in life, as a coach, not in life, when I started as a coach, I was struggling to set up my own business. And I was running around here and there, didn't know where to start from. How many of you had moments of overwhelm when you're starting up your business and there are so many things to do? You had that, right? Yeah. So I was also there where I didn't know who to speak to, who to approach, what to do. And to top it all, coaching was a brand new industry in India. When I tell people I'm a coach, they say, oh, कौन सा सब्जेक्ट सिखाती है, मैथ सिखाती है, साइंस सिखाती है. सो आई हैड टू स्पीक टू देम एंड टेल देम मेरा कोचिंग क्लास नहीं है, आई एम नॉट अ कोचिंग सेंटर, आई एम अ लाइफ कोच. इट वाज अ ह्यूज थिंग एंड टू ऑन टॉप ऑफ दैट आई वाज रनिंग आउट ऑफ मनी. I was taking in my team and I was saying I just have to make enough money to meet my expenses for this month. How many of you all in your business do that also? Where you have to create, yes, you have to create money to meet the expenses. And I know as entrepreneurs, what are we? From working in a corporate where we were working for someone, now we've started coming into as an entrepreneur, we work for our employees. Every month we are working so that we can create enough money to pay our employees. Is that right? So I was in that thing and I didn't know how to come out of it when suddenly I had this weird moment of insight. अभी बुद्धा को कहाँ आया था insight? बोध गाया पेड़ के नीचे ना, मुझे ऐसे आया. This is me. ये जब ये there was this another girl in this yoga class में, there was another girl who was doing the stretch over me. जब उसने मुझे अच्छा से दबाया नीचे, I think वो पूरा blood यहाँ से घुस के मेरे सर में गया, and that's when I had this huge moment of clarity. And I realized that what I'm doing is that my focus is wrong. What is my focus? My focus is on creating money to pay off the expenses. And that's when I realized I didn't get into this field because I wanted to meet expenses. I became a coach because I was passionate about building up people and I was passionate about transforming lives. I got into this field and I taught what I was teaching because I was passionate about wealth creation and how to teach it to other people. This is what I wanted to do. And what was I doing? I was focusing on expenses. And that's when I realized that I need to just shift my focus. Now I know I've been speaking to a lot of you all in your industry, and I know that there has been a lot of money squeeze which has suddenly happened, right? Or abhi jo the stock market also is doing one nice circus it is doing. What is happening is we are getting into that fear mode. Is that right? Because monies are becoming smaller and smaller. And you are also wondering, right now with the online market opening up, people can get it from anywhere. Why do they need to come to you? Why do you think they will come to you? That's too huge, broad terms. You're able to connect to them. What else could you do? Why else will people come to you? They trust you. What else? You are there in their financial journey. You are giving advice, you are giving planning. Can I get that?
You can enrich their lives.
You will enrich and you will transform their lives. You can. So if you don't look at your client as someone जो जिससे मुझे वो commission आएगा अभी जल्दी से sign कर दे check and give me that commission. Once you shift it from that into how can I serve my client better? The moment you change your focus, you will realize that it is much more easier to get in bigger clients. Because do you think people enjoy buying online? Some people do, but most of the time, do you think they enjoy it?
No. It's painful.
It is a painful process.
Plus risky.
Yes, and I don't even know who I'm speaking to. I don't know where, if I pay my money, where there's a lot of security. And at the end of the day, if there's a person who can make a difference, will I go to that person?
Yes.
So for that, what do you need to do? All you need to do is change your focus from making money to
Creating wealth. Creating wealth.
creating. You'll create wealth, but before creating wealth, what do you do?
Service the client.
Client service.
Clients, servicing clients, transforming lives.
I think we should not sell. We should elevate the customer experience.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yesterday, there was this person who had called me from Bharti AXA, one of those. Normally, when I hear, I tell them, no, I'm not interested, and then disconnect the phone. But that guy spoke really beautifully. He said, first of all, now all calling companies, they know the name of the customers. But he said, I know that you're not interested. But if you can just give me 2 minutes of your time, I don't mind if you don't buy at the end of it. But give me 2 minutes and just listen to me. So I said, okay, I'll listen to you, but I want you to know you're wasting your time because I have no interest in buying the product at this point of time. So he said, नहीं मुझे time दे दीजिए आप. मैं 5 बजे के बाद आपको phone करता हूँ. मुझे बस 2 मिनट दे दीजिए. So I told him yes. I picked up his call when he called after 5 because he was not intent on it. At the end of the day, of course, he wants to sell. We all want to sell something or the other. But the way he put it across, where he said, you just listen to it. And that's when I said, okay. He said, जब मैं phone करूँगा, मेरा phone please उठा देना. So I picked up his call. 2 minutes into the call, and I was really not interested. Then he put his boss on, and I told his boss, listen, I don't want. I already told him I'm not interested. आप अपना time ना बर्बाद करें, मेरा time ना बर्बाद करें. So they very beautifully they disconnected the call. This guy calls me up this morning today and he says, thank you for picking up my call. This customer service, right? Now if I want to buy something, will I be more favorably inclined towards Bharti AXA, whichever that company is? Yes?
They will elevate your experience.
They elevate the experience from instead of just a regular telecalling experience, it has been elevated, which is what you need to do.
Video.
I want you to understand this one thing. Play the clip. Have you seen babies walk? Have you seen babies walk? हाँ? बच्चे कैसे चलते हैं, कैसे चलना सीखते हैं, देखा? I just want you to watch this carefully. What did you learn from this trip?
Failure is the success. Failure is the success.
Failure is success. What else?
Root of success.
Learning and learning from father.
Yeah. How does a child learn to walk? I want you to
By
know.
failing.
By falling, right? When the child stands up, it falls. It doesn't sit over there and say, "Oh my God, get me a counselor. I'm such a failure." Do they do that? No, because they get up again and they walk. What else happens? You saw that there was someone coming to help the child to walk and push the child. Sometimes it happens in life also, no? There are people who come to help you who may not be of any help to you. What also happens in life is that the child is sitting, and the child is standing up, someone is pushing him down. And then when you're strong enough, no one can knock you down. I am saying the child's focus is on the process. You know, he's not worried about when he's going to start walking, when he'll start walking. He's thinking about the process. In our lives, what do we do in our business? We first look at the outcome. I need to get X crores this is my bottom line. My bottom line should be X crores. I should have X number of clients. I should have X amount of money in the bank. That is what we look at. Is that right? So I'm saying all you have to do is be focused on the process. Because then the outcome can change. The outcome can be better than what you expected also. But at the same time, you have to be flexible just focus on that. Now, even if you fell down, got up and you walked till here and you fell down, you know you've still moved? Yes? So this is what I want you to understand. And this happened, this was brought to us very clearly by Siddharth's suicide for a CCD, where you have to understand that your success actually means how well you handle your failures. And that is something that we've really not learned. We've really not learned. Because when we learn to handle our failures, that's when we have really true success. And that's actually when you will be getting into this elevator. You need a sleek elevator, right? That he has, which is very relevant to all of us. Most of us get influenced by what other people are saying. For this, see, you have to learn and see what is working for you and then stick to it. हम दूसरों की कब सुनते हैं? हम दूसरों की तब सुनते हैं जब we think कि उनको हमसे ज़्यादा आता है one. That is okay to learn. The second thing is उन लोग जो बोल रहे हैं वो करके हम उन्हें खुश करवाना चाहते हैं. That is people pleasing. So when you let go of that need that other दूसरों का approval चाहिए मुझे, that's when you actually start doing things that you want. This is something that I teach very young children also. Be confident in what you have and what you want, and let go of other people, what other people are saying. Right? So if this is what you believe in, stick fast to that belief.
I'll request Nilesh Bhai to present a token of appreciation on behalf of our circle. And I'll request Sanjeev Mundra to hand over a small gift. Hyderabad, since we are in Hyderabad. So,
Yes.
thank you.